that a parable is an earthly story that conveys moral or spiritual principles. How many of you have heard that? That the story holds up a mirror to the real world. And almost always in a parable, there's something that makes us wonder. Now, it doesn't work that way always in our lives today for the simple reason that we've heard the parables so often. There was a landowner who planted a vineyard, did everything he could to make it a good vineyard. He rented it out to workers. When the time came to collect his rents, the tenants took the servants whom he sent and, verse 35 says, beat one, killed another, stoned a third. He sent more servants. They did the same. Finally, last of all, he sent his son, saying, they will respect my son. But when the tenants saw the son, they said, come on, this is the heir. Let's kill him, and then the vineyard will be ours. Now, Jesus told this during the last week of his life in the temple districts, and it's not very hard to see who he's talking about. In the parable of the Good Samaritan, from the perspective of the man who's lying there half dead and unconscious, if he were conscious, if he were a Jew, he would be astonished that a Samaritan would be helping him. Just as the lawyer is spiritually more than half dead and would be astonished if he realized that Jesus was trying to help. Because after all, he came to criticize Jesus, remember? He came to trap Jesus and to test Jesus and to prove Jesus wrong by asking him questions. Jesus is to the lawyer as the Good Samaritan is to the man who is beaten up and lying in the road, in that one who seems to be an opponent or an unexpected person comes to his rescue. Most parables have more than one point. Most parables have as many points as they have major characters. For example, the parable of the lost sons, you've got the father, and there's going to be something learned about God. And then you've got the younger brother, whom we call the prodigal son, and he's going to teach us something about the way God treats wicked people. And you've got an older brother, and he's pretty confident that he's a good guy, and he can't understand why people are being so kind to the younger brother. And we're going to learn something before the parable's over about people like that too. Jesus said to them, suppose one of you has a friend, and he goes to him at midnight and says, friend, lend me 3 loaves of bread, because a friend of mine on a journey has come to me, and I have nothing to set before him. Here's a man who's dog-tired, and he says, I know somebody in this village. And so the poor guy is hungry, and he's tired, and he's thirsty. You've got to give him a good meal. But the problem is that in this particular house, in this particular night, there is almost no presentable food. This fellow has nothing proper to set before him, and so he goes to the house of someone else in the village. And he says to him, my friend has come to me at midnight, and I need you to give me 3 loaves of bread, because I don't have anything, that is to say, I don't have anything proper to set before him. The one inside says, don't bother me, the door is locked, my children are with me in bed, I can't give you anything. Now, what kind of excuse is that? But Jesus says, I tell you, even though he will not get up and give him the bread because he is his friend, yet because of the man's shamelessness, that's a literal translation, he will get up and give him as much as he needs. Who is the asker? Who goes around asking for daily needs? It's us. It's disciples. It's every man. It's every woman. God is a father to us.